The village of Frostwood, nestled between snow-laden pine trees, its quaint cottages adorned with twinkling lights, welcomed the onset of winter. As the first snowflakes gently descended, the Anderson family eagerly prepared for the holiday season. Inside their cosy home, the aroma of freshly baked gingerbread cookies wafted through the air. Emma Anderson, a loving wife and mother, bustled about the kitchen, her laughter harmonizing with the cheerful tunes of classic Christmas carols playing in the background. The scent of pine needles permeated the living room as the family adorned a majestic tree with ornaments collected over the years. Emma's husband, James, and their two children, Lily and Ethan, joined in the festive activities. Laughter echoed, and the warmth of love filled the air, and they exchanged stories and shared excited glances about the impending festivities. Little did they know that amidst the joyous chaos, a silent observer watched from the shadows. A mysterious woman, her features obscured by a hood, stood just beyond the glow of the Christmas lights. Her eyes glittered with an otherworldly curiosity as she surveyed the family scene. The woman approached the Andersons with a soft smile, introducing herself as Alara, a distant relative seeking refuge from the wintry weather. Emma, the ever-hospitable host, welcomed her into the home without a second thought. Unbeknownst to the family, a subtle shiver passed through the air as Alara crossed the threshold. As the day unfolded, Alara seamlessly integrated into the family dynamic, effortlessly participating in their traditions and conversations. Her presence brought an uncanny sense of enchantment, and the children, entranced by her tales of far-off lands, quickly embraced her as an honorary member of the family. Nightfall draped the village in an ethereal glow, the stars shimmering like diamonds in the clear. The Andersons, now gathered around a crackling fireplace, exchanged glances filled with warmth and contentment. Unbeknownst to them, the first tendrils of the Christmas witch's icy influence began to weave through their lives. As the clock struck midnight, a distant howl echoed through the village, sending a shiver down Emma's spine. Little did she realize that the seemingly idyllic holiday had set in motion a chain of events that would gradually unravel the fabric of their reality, leading them towards a frozen masquerade that none could foresee. In the soft glow of dawn, Frostwood Village appeared pristine, blanketed in the fresh layer of snow. The Anderson family awoke to the promise of another day filled with holiday cheer, their cosy home exuding a warmth that contrasted with the chilly air outside. As Emma bustled around the kitchen, preparing a festive breakfast, Lily and Ethan giggled over the wrapped presents under the tree. James, though, couldn't shake a lingering unease. He felt a peculiar chill, a sensation that defied the comfort of the hearth. With a steaming mug of coffee in hand, James wandered into the living room, eyeing the Christmas tree, where Alara had joined in the festivities the night before. Something caught his attention, a small, weathered book left behind on the coffee table. Curiosity gnawing at him, James picked up the book. Its pages were filled with strange symbols and incantations, the language unfamiliar and unsettling. He couldn't decipher its contents, but the ominous illustrations hinted at a darker purpose. Unease crept over him as he realized the book didn't seem like something a distant relative would casually carry. Meanwhile, Lily and Ethan discovered a hidden corner in Elara's temporary room. Amongst her belongings, they found peculiar objects, a vial filled with an icy blue liquid, an antique locket adorned with an unfamiliar insignia, and a mirror that seemed to reflect more than just their own images. The children exchanged worried glances, sensing that there was more to their guest than met the eye. Later that day, as snowflakes lazily twirled outside, the family gathered to share their discoveries. The ominous book and the mysterious belongings cast a shadow over the once joyful atmosphere. Emma's concern mirrors James's, and a collective unease settled over the room. In hushed tones, they attempted to make sense of the strange items. Lily voiced her fears about the chilling aura that seemed to follow Alara, and Ethan recounted the peculiar howls in the night. James, his protective instincts on high alert, decided it was time to confront Alara about the suspicious findings. As evening descended, the family prepared for a confrontation that would either dispel their growing suspicions or confirm the presence of a chilling menace within their midst. Unbeknownst to them, Elara listened from the shadows, her eyes gleaming with an otherworldly intensity as the frozen masquerade approached its next chilling act. The village of Frostwood embraced the evening with a gentle hush. The twinkling stars overhead cast an ethereal glow on the snow-covered landscape. Inside the Anderson home, the air crackled with tension as the family gathered in the living room, determined to confront Elara about the mysterious artifacts that had cast a shadow over their Christmas. Elara, sensing their growing suspicion, decided to employ a more insidious tactic. As the family delved into the conversation, she subtly separated James from the group, her enchanting eyes locking onto him with an otherworldly allure. Under the guise of seeking assistance in the kitchen, Elara led James away from prying eyes. The flickering candlelight in the dimly lit kitchen created an intimate ambience, and a chilling winter wind whispered through the cracks in the window frames. Elara's voice, sweet as the melody of distant chimes, echoed seductively as she spoke of mysterious lands and forbidden desires. She inched closer to James, her touch light as a snowflake. The allure of her icy charm began to weave a subtle web around him, clouding his thoughts and stirring emotions he hadn't felt in years. Emma, growing uneasy with the prolonged absence of her husband, decided to check on them. As she approached the kitchen, the soft cadence of Elara's voice reached her ears, sending a shiver down her spine. A mix of concern and suspicion fueled Emma's determination to uncover the truth. Peering through the slightly ajar door, Emma's eyes widened as she witnessed the intimate exchange between Elara and James. The air in the room seemed to freeze as their eyes met, and Emma's heart sank with a mixture of betrayal and realization. A surge of anger propelled Emma into the room, her voice cutting through the enchanting whispers. "What is the meaning of this?" she demanded, her eyes flashing with a fierce determination. Elara, unfazed by the interruption, turned to Emma with a sly smile. "Oh, my dear Emma, I was merely sharing tales of passion and longing with your husband. Is there not room for a little warmth in this cold winter night?" Emma's gaze remained unwavering as she saw through the facade. The icy enchantment that had entangled James began to dissipate in the face of her love and resilience. With a firm resolve, she declared, "You may have fooled him with your charms, but I see through your icy facade. The truth will be revealed, Elara, and your masquerade will come to an end." As Emma confronted the Christmas witch, the family stood on the precipice of a realization that would unveil the true nature of their mysterious guest. Little did they know, the frozen masquerade had only just begun, and the darkest secrets lay hidden beneath the surface of the winter festivities. The following morning in Frostwood Village dawned with an uneasy stillness. The chill of suspicion lingered in the air as the Anderson family navigated breakfast with a palpable tension. Elara, the Christmas witch, had woven her icy charms around James, and the previous night's revelation hung over the household like a dark cloud. As the day progressed, Elara's attempts to insinuate herself into the role of the children's mother became increasingly apparent. She offered to braid Lily's hair, mimicking Emma's familiar morning routine, and took on the task of helping Ethan with his homework, her icy gaze fixated on them with an unsettling intensity. Emma, aware of the frigid intrusion into her family, observed from a distance, her heart heavy with a mix of sorrow and determination. The warmth that once enveloped their home now battled against an encroaching cold, creating an atmosphere fraught with tension. Elara, with calculated precision, began to undermine Emma's authority in subtle ways. She questioned Emma's choices in managing the household, subtly suggesting that her own methods were more suitable for a family in need of a guiding hand. The children, enchanted by the seemingly benevolent Christmas witch, started to notice signs of loyalty shifting away from their true mother. A sense of isolation enveloped Emma as she witnessed Elara's manifestations unfold. The Christmas witch skillfully exploited the fractures in the family's unity, sowing seeds of doubt and discontent. Emma, however, refused to succumb to the icy tendrils that sought to replace her. One evening, as the family gathered by the fireplace, Alara's proposed a change in the Christmas Eve tradition. She suggested a different menu, alterations to the decorations, and subtly persuaded the children to support her ideas. Emma, feeling the walls closing in, attempted to voice her concerns, but Alara skillfully dismissed her as resistant to change. The once harmonious household now echoed with discord, the warmth of togetherness replaced by an eerie coldness. Emma, realizing the urgency of the situation, sought solace in the memories of the love that had bound her family together. As the frozen masquerade continued its insidious dance, the Andersons teetered on the brink of a fractured reality. The family that once celebrated the holidays with joy now faced the chilling prospect of being torn apart by the Christmas witch's relentless pursuit of warmth and belonging. Amidst the howling winds of an ancient, frozen realm lay the origin of Alara, a creature born from the shadows of time. Long before the first breaths of Frostwood Village were drawn, Alara existed in the desolate depths of an icy abyss, a place untouched by the warmth of life. Her creation was not a product of magic or curses, but an ancient malevolence woven into the fabric of existence. Alara was a manifestation of the bitter frost that clung to the souls of those consumed by envy and desperation, an entity that fed on the despair of those whose hearts harbored darkness. Centuries ago, Alara had been a mortal woman, once known as Isla. Her life was a tapestry woven with tragedy and betrayal. Her village, nestled in a forgotten corner of the foreboding forest, was ruled by superstition and fear. Isla's beauty drew the jealousy of those around her, and whispers of sorcery tainted her reputation. One fateful night, accused of consorting with dark forces, Isla faced the wrath of her villagers. Bound by cruel hands, she was cast into the frozen depths of an ancient well, a vessel of torment for her perceived transgressions. The bitter cold consumed her, and her anguished cries echoed through the abyss. Yet the frigid depths did not claim her life. Instead, they transformed her into something otherworldly. Isla emerged from the well, no longer human, but a vessel of an ancient, vengeful frost. Her eyes, once filled with warmth, now glowed with an icy brilliance, reflecting the torment she endured. As the centuries passed, Alara roamed the shadows, seeking solace in the warmth she could never possess. Her existence became a haunting quest to reclaim what was stolen from her, the warmth of love, family, and the joy of human connection. Frostwood Village, with its unsuspecting inhabitants, became the stage of her relentless pursuit. The Anderson family, unknowingly connected to the ancient Well of Despair, found themselves entangled in Alara's icy grasp. The Christmas witch craved the warmth of their love, the essence of family that had eluded her for centuries. The more she observed the Andersons, the more she coveted their happiness, their unity, and above all, the role of Emma, the embodiment of everything Alara had lost. Her desire to replace Emma stemmed from an insatiable hunger, a twisted yearning that transcended time itself. The ancient bitterness that coursed through Alara's veins sought to extinguish the warmth of the Andersons, to consume the joy that had remained elusive to her for far too long. The air in the Anderson home grew heavy, charged with the tension of a storm on the horizon. As the clock struck midnight on Christmas Eve, the ancestral spirits of Frostwood Village stirred, sensing the ancient malevolence that had once descended upon the quaint abode. Alara, sensing the time for her revelation had come, stepped into the dim glow of the living room. Her form shifted, the icy veil that masked her true nature dissipating like a mist in the morning sun. The beauty that had captivated the Andersons now twisted into an ethereal horror, a creature of frozen despair, gleaming eyes with torment of centuries. "You cannot escape the frost that binds me," Alara's voice echoed, resonating with a haunting melody that sent shivers through the room. "I am the embodiment of ancient sorrow, the frost that clings to the hearts of the forsaken. You, Emma Anderson, are the key to the warmth I crave." Emma, her resolve hardened by the knowledge of Alara's origin, stepped forward, her eyes reflecting a determination forged in the fires of love. "We will not succumb to your icy grasp. Our family will not be broken by the bitterness that binds you." With a chilling laugh, Alara unfurled her power, summoning the bitter frost that adorned the walls. Shadows danced like spectres, and the temperature plummeted as the very essence of Frostwood responded to its ancient mistress. The battle that ensued between the Anderson family and the Christmas Witch transcended the boundaries of the physical and the ethereal. Emma, James, Lily, and Ethan wielded the warmth of their love as a shield against Alara's icy onslaught. Spells and counterspells, echoes of ancient incantations, reverberated through the frozen lair. Yet Alara's power was relentless, fueled by the despair that spanned centuries. Shadows clung to her like loyal attendants, and the frosty tendrils reached out to ensnare the hearts of the unsuspecting family. The very fabric of reality quivered as the frozen masquerade approached its climatic dance. Realizing the futility of direct confrontation, Emma devised a desperate plan. With a surge of determination, she guided her family towards the door, the only means of escape from the frostbound prison that had become their home. As the family fled through the icy corridors, Alara's haunting laughter echoed behind them. The walls seemed to whisper with ancient laments, and the air itself resisted their escape. The battle, though momentarily halted, left scars on the Andersons, a chilling reminder of the ancient frost that sought to consume them. With the door finally in sight, the family burst into the frigid night. The village, now cloaked in an otherworldly frost, awaited their escape from the clutches of Alara. The Andersons, their breath visible in the wintry air, raced through the snow-covered streets, the echoes of their footsteps drowned by the distant howls of the Christmas Witch. As the Andersons raced through the frozen village, the bitter wind of Frostwood seemed to carry the echoes of Alara's laughter. Their escape led them to the welcoming glow of a friend's house, a refuge from the haunting frost that had gripped their home. Their friend, the Johnsons, opened their doors with a warmth and joy, blissfully unaware of the ancient malevolence that trailed the Andersons like a spectre. The laughter of children and the flickering fire in the hearth created an illusion of safety, a respite from the icy nightmare that they had left behind. Little did the Andersons know, within the heart of their newfound haven, Alara revelled in the triumph of a frozen masquerade. The warmth of the Johnsons' home provided the perfect stage for her to play the role of a loving mother, weaving her icy influence into the fabric of their lives. As the Andersons settled into the comforting embrace of their friend's hospitality, Alara's wicked plan unfolded. She seamlessly assumed the role of Emma, the matriarch who had fought so valiantly against the icy grasp that sought to replace her. The Johnsons, trusting and unsuspecting, welcomed her with open arms. Unbeknownst to the Andersons, the true Emma lay frozen within the walls of their home, a haunting reflection of the victory Alara had achieved. The Christmas Witch, having merged her essence with Emma's, revelled in the stolen warmth of the Johnsons' love, the echoes of her sinister laughter reverberating through the very fabric of the village. As the family shared laughter and exchanged gifts in the Johnsons' living room, Alara, a slight grin on her face, thought about the frozen body of Emma within the Andersons' home, the once bright woman, now a lifeless statue encased in internal frost, bore witness to the cruel reality of the Christmas Witch's triumph. The final scene unfolding with a haunting tableau, a frozen village, a deceived family, and a twisted victory of an ancient darkness. The true nature of Alara's masquerade remained shrouded in the frost-laden night, and the unsuspecting Andersons revelled in the warmth of their friends, unaware of the chilling nightmare that had taken root within their midst. As the final breaths of Christmas Eve drifted through the frozen air, a smile held back the decades played on Alara's face.